Hello. Oh, look who it is.
What's
How are you
up?
doing?
I'm good.
Congratulations. That was
Thank you.
an incredible night of Melee we got to see from you.
I don't think so, but
You don't think so? How are you
no.
feeling?
I mean, honestly, I played better than Calvar did in Grands, obviously, but I wasn't too happy with my play. I think actually the whole time I was judging my play. I was just like, I'm not playing good enough, and it wasn't helping. It wasn't when you're judging your play, it doesn't help at all.
It's just distraction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you feel about maybe like your set against Wally? I'm actually really curious to hear about that because that was some wild melee.
Yeah, he had it. He definitely had it. What do I think about it? I think that I need to brush up on the Peach matchup. I think that his punish game is insane.
I think his punish game and his his reversals were ridiculous. Like
he flips it for sure.
He didn't really approach you very often, but then when you went to him, he just knew how to like get a combo started. That would just be like 3 or 4 quick hits, down smash or something, and you'd be like at like 70 or 80, and it's like this is nuts.
Yeah, he would open me up. Like he knew how to get the opening hit, and then from there he would take it all the way. Or even if it wasn't all the way, he would, off of openings he would get like 60-70%, and it would be enough.
Into edge guard, right?
Right.
It was really really sweet. So I think like us in the booth we were really impressed with how he was playing against everyone.
Yeah. He got third. He beat a lot of great players,
Seriously.
obviously. He didn't do. I think he played Calvar in winter semis, and he
lost to Calvar.
He was kind of close. I think it was 3-1, but I was rooting for him the whole time.
Yeah.
I actually drove here with him, so.
Nice, yeah. So you were in the New York car with like Big Kid, Leighton,
Yep.
and Wally.
Big Kid, Leighton, Wally, myself, and then Big Dad.
Big Dad.
Yeah.
Well, that's a sweet car. Yeah. So when you were saying that you were being critical of yourself, I couldn't really tell that from your body language. I guess like you seemed really calm and collected. Like it didn't seem like you were too fazed by any of the interactions.
That's good.
But did you feel like distracted at all, or do you feel like some dark motivation sometimes helps you a little bit?
Oh man. Any self-doubt usually that I have, this is Armada. Armada told me something once when I was in Sweden for B7, and he was like, I'm gonna paraphrase it because I can't remember exactly what he said. It was something like, a lot of time people get caught up in like, what if I can't do this? What if I can't do this? But he thinks, what if I can? Like, what if I can? Even if people are cheering against you, even if people are saying that you can't do it or like have doubts, even if you have your own doubts, you need to like fight through it and just be able to just say like, obviously there's the chance that you won't win. Obviously there's a chance that you can't. That's just, that's what comes with anything. But
it's kind of like how like I guess in League of Legends, like having everyone on page for the same bad plan is better than like having a bunch of smart people like not doing the same thing.
That's
right?
a good analogy.
Yeah. So I felt that way too because like sometimes like in the heat of the moment, I feel like it's almost like good to be like overconfident and just to be like not in a disrespectful way, but in a way where it's like I'll have time for self-criticism later, but in the heat of the moment I just need to be positive and to believe that I can do something.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas I think like some players like you can kind of tell from their play where if they get hit pretty hard, like the mental shock is just like you could count in the number of frames it takes for them to actually start playing melee again, right?
Yeah.
And it can be like debilitating. So I think you have to have like a very short memory in some ways.
Yeah, you can see that. I mean, honestly, when I say that I was like hypercritical of my own play, it's mostly just a thought coming up, and it's like, why can't I do that? Like, why am I not hitting my shine grabs? Why am I not being able to dash up smash or running up smash? Simple techniques that you're able to execute.
It's like, why can't I edge guard Marth?
Oh my God, yeah. Why can't I edge guard? That's embarrassing, honestly. Like,
not throwing shade, but like,
see, that's the thing though. Like, I'm just sitting there like, wow, I'm not edge guarding Marth. This is embarrassing. Like, I'm feeling like I'm embarrassed to be on stage, missing edge guards against Marth that I know I should be hitting. But at the end of the day, those thoughts are only going to distract you from actually being able to edge guard Marth.
I agree. Yeah.
So when I say that, I mean that I will have that thought where I'm upset with myself, embarrassed because I know other people are watching this, and then I'll just like try to. It'll take me a while, like you said. You can count how many frames if you see before people start playing melee. I'm actually sitting there like, all right, I need to get over this embarrassment, and I'll just take a deep breath through my nose. Maybe that's why it's so red, but You know, and
Yeah.
inhale, like let the thought or whatever happen, and then just let it
Just
go.
exhale and let go of the thought, right?
Yeah. Because it
That's
can
awesome.
consume you. You can be embarrassed the whole set. You know what I'm saying?
You can be embarrassed like a whole tournament sometimes.
Yeah, the
Have
entire
you ever
tournament.
noticed how sometimes people like once they lose like a tight set in winners, they immediately get destroyed in losers or get like upset? I think it's because like they can't really get over like replaying certain scenarios and just like, oh, I should have had that.
Yeah, it's
I
a
felt
skill
really
in
bad about
itself.
something. Yeah. So I don't think there's any room for doubt. Like, just gotta keep on charging. And I feel like I couldn't really tell that you were being critical of yourself after winners. It seemed like you played your losers matches in a really focused way. So I was very
Thank you.
impressed. Yeah. So how do you feel right now about the state of Melee in 2020 after this tournament in New England?
The state of Melee in 2020, man. Especially in our region, I think it looks good. I think especially up north, we have a lot of like a ton of players who are from the mid-high level, who like they're definitely not top 100 caliber yet. Those are the players that you see the most potential in, right? Like
Yeah.
Null, for example, on the West Coast is like we have a lot of those level players who wouldn't lose to Genghis Juan or whatever.
Genghis
Hungry
Khan,
Boxes,
yeah.
Genghis
Oh,
Juan, I
God,
believe is
yeah,
Hungry
yeah.
Boxes Sheik or like Fox or whatever. But I think we have a lot of players who are like that level, who are like capable, who have taken games off of me. For example, J Naught. We have players who are as good as Lint, who
Absolutely.
will definitely make top 100 this year. And then we have like those we have like 30 of those players, right?
Seriously, it's like if you can get everyone out at a tournament like this, pretty much like top like 36 is all just like people that everyone knows like in a scene, people who have like led Smash clubs, people who have been like the best of their school at one time, people who have been the best of their state at one time.
Yep.
It's just like it's like a peanut gallery of amazing players. So right now I feel like mid-level in New England is incredible. It's like a matter of just like organizing events and getting people together. It seems like a lot of people in New England seem to be like working on weekdays, so our locals sometimes like we won't always draw like the same 100-man locals we used to have in 2015, but our monthlies seem like incredible. And if you guys at home like are itching to play some Melee, come out to Mass Madnesses, come out to GamerCons.
Yeah.
We have a lot of really awesome events
Man.
in store.
This is all reminding me of this new up-and-coming player
Oh yeah?
named Torn, and he's 14-year-old. He's a Marth main, and man, he's tiny. He's a little kid. Hopefully he's watching now, but he asked me to sign his controller. I played some friendlies with him earlier, and then he ended up asking me to sign his controller, and that was like...
You probably made his night.
Man, he made my night. It shifted my entire... Because I came into this tournament with like a little bit of anxiety. Wally had asked me like, how do I expect to perform or whatever? And I was just like, man, I haven't thought about like my goals for a tournament. You know, all right, I want to win the tournament. It doesn't really... That's the end goal. It's not like... You should have goals. You should have like steps. You should have all right.
Right.
I used to believe that setting my expectations should be based on my performance. It shouldn't be based on the result. But he made me think of that question, and I was like, man, I don't even know like what my like I know I want to win the tournament. I know whatever. But when he asked me that, I really just sat there and thought like, wow. So I was not really smiling up until he asked me. Torn had asked me to sign his controller, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Like,
what a boost, right?
the love of the game, you know, the children, to
the
school
fans.
these kids,
Gotta do it for the fans.
school Calabar,
Yeah.
and just the fans, just family, everything.
I gotta say, like, like I haven't been to too many events like over the last like year or two, but like I always feel that when I'm out at events and like interacting with just like old friends, it feels like the sense of community is still so strong. And like I noticed like I didn't even really want to use Facebook that much because it can be so like politicized and negative these days.
Yeah.
But like like when I'm out like hanging out with my friends and having reasons to like see them at events and stuff, it always puts a smile on my face and makes me really happy. It makes me feel more involved.
I agree.
So, shouts to Melee. I think Melee is like going to be going to great places this year.
Yeah.
A lot of awesome tournaments coming up. Genesis in a few weeks.
Oh yeah. I'm actually traveling to Kilroy 5 next weekend, which is I believe is the same weekend as Genesis.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people actually from New England are going to be representing us over, in California.
Nice. Yeah. Where will Kilroy be?
Kilroy is in Indiana.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it was an opportunity, and it's Indiana. I remember asking somebody like, what, like, you know, I don't even know. Like, is there anything to do out there besides play Melee?
Play Rick, right, and Lance.
Yeah, I think all those players, maybe they are in Indiana, but I'm pretty sure those players are like in some. The problem with the Midwest is like there's like
So
20 states and they're all spread out.
Like in Wisconsin, like there's just like desolate areas where people have to drive like 2 hours to see each other.
Yeah. So you guys can see me there next.
Yeah.
Definitely look out for the New England hitters, up and comers like Cess and like Sakoko Puffs. Who he's an old school player.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. But there are some players who are going to be traveling out to the Genesis. I don't know if Lint is going, but hopefully he is. And yeah, just keep an eye out.
I think the guys I really want to see at Genesis after like the last like month or two, I super want to see Aklo at more regionals. That guy's a nut.
He is.
Like I was so impressed with his play, and also I wanted to see. Obviously, after tonight, Wally. I'm gonna be studying his footage like crazy.
Yeah.
Guy's nuts. Yeah.
Did you get to play him today?
I didn't get to play him today.
No. All right. Yeah, he's sick. Honestly, I was telling Warmer earlier. These Peach players, like, there are very few Peach players who are actually dope, and
Wally's one of them.
Wally is one of them. Yeah. So I appreciate them.
Yeah. I like how simple his punishes are. Like sometimes I feel like Peach players can make things like too complicated. You know, like there's something to be said about the way Armada boils the punish game down. But I think there's a lot of there's 9 out of 10 Peach things that are like incredible that you can do by not exposing yourself to too much danger. And I think he's really good at understanding.
I'm lost on Peach, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm still trying
Peach
to
is
figure
crazy.
Peach out.
How did you feel about those like suicide forward airs, man? Like that must have been like pretty.
Oh, they were good.
Oh, they were so good.
Those are good. Yeah.
Like,
honestly,
drop float, trade an aerial, and then go for like suicide forward airs.
Yeah, even the suicide forward air, like obviously he could execute an Armada, like an Armada shine or whatever, like, or a trade or whatever.
Yeah.
A trade instead of the Armada shine, where like he just hits me. But he hit me with some of those in some friendlies earlier. And honestly, Wally's one of the players who, like, he's still young. I think he's 21. But he has like the soul that I had when I was like
21.
No, when I was like 18 and like I was really like thirsty and like not thirsty for knowledge, and also just like you know what I'm talking about. Like you talk to a child and their eyes are lit up. That's what he has.
Childlike wonder.
Right.
Yeah. I got that sense from him. He was asking me like, so before a tournament, do you like to warm up or not? You've been playing for a while. I can tell you're one of like the old people. And I told him like for like 10 minutes like, oh yeah, you should like eat your meals. You should like get up early, like night before, like day of a tournament, just like play for a while. Don't even play with people, so that you don't have to second guess your execution. And he was just like, oh, I don't really believe in that. I think that when I play Peach, I like the inputs kind of come to me, and I was like, all right, yeah, you should do what works for you. I think it's like the most important thing.
Yeah, I think he has an idea. He's really asking around a lot, obviously, because he wants to know what other people are doing and what works. Yeah, he is humble.
Yeah.
When he lost, he took it in stride. Honestly, he should have won that set if you watched the set. I guess I just got lucky at the end. That's how I feel about a lot of sets today, honestly.
Yeah, well, like a win's a win's a win, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
we take those for sure.
First humongous win of the year, I would say. This is like a 90-man tournament.
It is a big tournament, yeah.
Shout outs to Tom for organizing all this and like getting this to come together. But we're gonna have a bunch more coming up. You guys can see it down here. CT GamerCon. Let me see if we can orient my hands correctly.
Gotta put that on my calendar.
Yeah, March 21st to 22nd, 2-day. It's a 2-day regional. We've been getting the likes of like Hacks, Layton, Vortex, Zoso. GamerCons are wild. I no longer can predict the outcomes nor the attendance of GamerCons. They're crazy. We've had guys like Kirby Kaze, Hungrybox at GamerCons before. They're wild. They're amazing. And you know, if you ever get out, there's incredible food. There's gambling if you're into that. So lots of things to do. And I guess apart from that, where can people find more of your stuff?
Twitter. Just go to Twitter. I don't tweet that much nowadays. It's even though the app is addicting, even though Smash Twitter is alright or whatever, it's just not where I'm at. I actually put the Kindle app right next to the Twitter app, so that way whenever I feel that guilt, I just go straight to Kindle. Or like you know some people, this happens all the time. I think with most people, they open up Twitter and then they're scrolling and then they exit the app and then they immediately go back to Twitter.
Yeah, seriously, it's such a It's so addicting.
Yeah, so the second time that I look like I'm ready to click on the Twitter app, I just click on Kindle app instead.
Good. Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, this is what I should be doing. Ted Green is calling me right now.
Right. You're gonna take that?
No, I would take that if we had Skype, if we could get the chat in on this.
Oh my
Or the
gosh.
viewers.
Yeah.
I'm doing an interview, bro. I'll call you later. All right, thank you. Shout out to Ted Green. All right.
Yeah, I think like with websites like Twitter and like Facebook, like auto scroll is like one of those features where checking randomly for what's been updated, it's gambling. It stimulates like similar parts of the brain where like when something lights up, you get a notification. It's like you're gambling to see what the actual interaction is, and it's really addicting. And I think I've definitely been happier like to be off Twitter and to be taking like social media breaks, but definitely somebody to be thinking about moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody should think about it. I love Twitter.
Yeah.
I love seeing my friends post dope selfies
Seriously.
and tweet about like Fox Marth or something, but
Or
I just
seeing,
go
like,
on there
the-
to tweet. That's it.
I love seeing people posting tweets about like crazy new tech that people haven't ever heard of before. Like I saw this one thing from like this Bowser guy who was doing like butt grabs with Bowser, like definitely new tech, like ways for Bowser to like kind of reverse slide onto
All right,
the
yeah,
stage.
this is useless information.
Useless information for you, but like
For me, yeah.
Kage was doing that like in Montreal tournaments. So it's
What?
like people are like definitely assimilating crazy
There's
stuff.
information. You're right. There's
Yeah.
information on Twitter about Smash that's very useful. Obviously, it's not that hard to find, I guess. Like people like KJH, Spot.Shine on Twitter. He's one of the main people I actually look at his tweets. He's one of the few people whose tweets I look at, and that stuff is useful. But mostly,
informative,
it's
right?
yeah, it's informative. Those are the tweets that I actually care about. But it's hard to find. You have to scroll like 3 pages down through Twitter.
Yeah.
Or, 3 pages of what would be a book, and then you actually get some vital information. But
Yeah,
I think
so it sounds like you want to read more,
I want to read more.
Play
I definitely
Melee
want to
more.
read more.
tweet out a little less.
Yeah, I'll tweet out more, but only when it's worth tweeting. I'm still trying to figure out what people want, or, like, do and don't want from me when it comes to Twitter. It's difficult. I'm reading about that too.
I think like things that are interactive, like polls, tend to do really well because it's very engaging. It stimulates conversation.
It has to be a good ass question for a poll to do numbers though. Like you look at Aziz's tweets, Hacks.
They're
and
like, oh,
his tweets do numbers, and then you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was a really big fan of the Grimy or Godlike series I used to run, where I presented scenarios and like people get really heated about like whether or not something's legal or whether something's like ingenious or whether it's just like pure grime.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that
was
one
really fun.
situation you brought up earlier was funny when.
The bathroom mix-up?
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know if this is like grimy or whether this is godlike. There's like a line for a bathroom, and a guy says, "Oh, I'm just gonna go in to wash my hands," right? Whereas like everyone else has been like waiting. This guy comes in, he's like, "I'm gonna wash my hands." Goes into the bathroom. Would it be grimy or godlike if he just slowly turned around to the door, smiled, and then closed and locked the door to actually pee? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that was godlike.
I think you said it was
If he
godlike.
did it- if somebody's like, yo, let me just wash my hands real quick, is that
How
all
is
right?
that godlike?
And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And he just like closes, like he looks at me and he's like, close the door, and then he just uses the bathroom, like takes a shit or something.
Dude,
Then
that's like
he's godlike. Like he just got me. Like he
That's
just
like-
taught me an entire life lesson. Like don't trust anybody. He
In my
just taught me
opinion,
that, yo.
that's like level 50 grime. It's like a
It
like
is,
a monk.
yeah. I mean, it's
a monk.
grimy and it's godlike. I hope you had the option on your Twitter polls, dude.
Yeah.
All right,
Both,
we,
right?
we should end this soon
All right.
because it's already 12:18.
Congratulations.
I have a 2-hour trip home.
Yeah, have a safe trip. Thank you for making it out. And see you at the
Thanks
next one.
Thanks for the interview. Thanks
Catch you guys later.
for everything. See you guys.